You're watching Biker Atlas TV.
Hey guys, it's Rob from Biker Atlas TV. Thanks for watching. Today we are going to Death Valley National Park out in California. And it's going to be pretty cool. Nice little ride. I think there's about 7 or 8 bikes with us today. And so I'll take you through and show you what it's all about. Thanks for watching.
So here we're west of town, probably 15-20 miles or so, heading over to Charleston Boulevard. From there we will ride up through Red Rock Canyon, by Spring Mountain Ranch State Park, and also by a neat little area called Bonnie Springs. So after we stop here and top off our gas tanks, we'll get back onto Blue Diamond Road, heading towards Pahrump, and we'll actually turn off before Pahrump to head over to Death Valley. Now we're cruising up Blue Diamond Road here, also known as Highway 160. It's just long and straight and wide open, and believe it or not, it's one of the most dangerous roads in the area with their strong wind gusts. There's just always accidents here, so be very, very careful on this road. Here's our turnoff where we go over towards Tacopa, just off of Highway 160, about halfway to Pahrump. And from here it's just basically a straight shot out to Shoshone, which is the gateway to Death Valley, and that's where we'll be stopping for a little break. This footage shows what happens when you don't check the adjustment of your GoPro camera and it's pointing too low. But anyway, you can see the mountains in the background there and the terrain, and just a nice ride. Got to see some nice desert stuff. So we started our ride today in Las Vegas, Nevada, and here we are coming up on Shoshone, California, which is at the eastern border of California. The base of the Sierra Nevada Mountains is named for the Shoshone Indian tribe, and it's a cool little place to stop and take a breather.
What's up?
Hey man, you need to fire that thing up. Feel the thunder? Love you, Rob. What is that, a Briggs and Stratton? I love you.
Pulling out of Shoshone, we're going to head over to, actually into Death Valley. Again, Shoshone is the gateway to Death Valley. You can see on the mountain up on the left there, top left corner, you see the DV stands for Death Valley. So we're going to go check out the Badwater Basin, which is one of the lowest points of the planet, 282 feet below sea level. We're going to go check out Furnace Creek, grab a little bite to eat. So sit back and enjoy the scenery. So about 2 miles outside of Shoshone, right about here when he guns that gas, he actually threw a belt. You know, the guy right up there on the Harley Davidson, he's pulling over now. Yeah, that's the same guy that was making fun of how my Kawasaki sounded back a couple miles back. Now look who's stuck on the side of the road and can't go anywhere. I didn't laugh at him though, not to his face.
Steve, what did you do?
So we towed him back to town, back into Shoshone there a couple miles back, so he could at least wait at the bar instead of waiting on the side of the road for his tow. And had a couple guys wait with him, so he was good. So here's some things you might not know about Death Valley. It's actually the largest national park in the United States at nearly 3.4 million acres. It's bound by the west by the towering 11,049-foot Telescope Peak, and on the east by the 5,475-foot Dante's View. The Fable Park features spectacular desert scenery, unusual wildlife, and rich human history. Also, something for the record books. The Badwater Basin salt pan is at 282 feet below sea level, and it's the lowest point in North America. And if it sounds like I'm reading out of a book, I am. I picked it up at Death Valley. It's Death Valley National Park Guide. So I'll refer to that to give you guys some info as we cruise along. Death Valley National Park's open all year, but since summer temperatures frequently get over 120 degrees, winter visits like November through April are strongly encouraged. In fact, in 1913, Furnace Creek recorded a temperature of 134 degrees Fahrenheit, the hottest temperature ever recorded in the world. In 1849, a group of gold rush pioneers entered the valley, thinking it was a shortcut to California. After barely surviving the trek across the area, these pioneers named the spot Death Valley. In the late 1880s, native peoples were increasingly pushed out of the area by mining companies who sought the riches of gold, silver, and borax within the valley's parched hills. Most of Death Valley's mining operations failed within a few years of opening, leaving eerie ghost towns and crumbling mines in their wake. Despite briefly successful borax mines that used the famed 20 mule teams, low yields and a tumbling economy caused the industry to dwindle. By 1910, most mining operations had ceased. Today, it's the uncompromising severity and extraordinary geology of the desert that continues to draw visitors to Death Valley. Within the park, you'll find some of the most surreal landscapes on the globe, including sinuous sand dunes that ripple into the horizon, shimmering white salt flats, intricately contoured badlands carved by rushing water, striking copper-colored canyon walls, and even a massive hydrovolcanic blast crater. You can enjoy all these sights from the window of your automobile, or if you're more adventurous, get out of your car and explore the park on foot. We prefer motorcycles. So, why is Death Valley so dry? Well, winter storms moving inland from the Pacific Ocean must pass over a number of mountain ranges as they travel east. As the clouds rise with the mountains, they cool, and the moisture falls as rain or snow on the western side of the mountains. By the time the clouds reach the mountain's east side, most of the moisture has already been precipitated, leaving dry rain shadow. 4 major mountain ranges lie between Death Valley and the ocean, each one adding to the intensity of the rain shadow effect. In total, rainfall averages less than 2 inches per year. During some years, there's no rain at all in the park. There's a lot to do and see in Death Valley. Just make sure you have access to a car or motorcycle, because you'll want to cover a lot of ground. The park's long list of attractions includes mysterious sliding rocks, a massive blast crater, ghost towns, remnants of gold and borax mines, and other natural and historical points of interest. Nature lovers can savor stunning wildflowers, see fascinating wildlife, and observe unusual desert ecosystems. Geology buffs can tromp through glistening sand dunes, brightly covered badlands, and eerie salt deposits. For history lovers, there are old charcoal kilns, a living history tour at Scotty's Castle, and interpretive exhibits about Death Valley's rough and tumble past. In the largest park in the contiguous United States, there's something for everybody. Furnace Creek Visitor Center is the main visitor information source for Death Valley. It provides general information and backcountry camping and hiking information and permits. Park entrance fees are collected here. The Death Valley Natural History Association updates a well-stocked bookstore curated towards the natural and cultural history of the locale. And that's just where we're going to stop. Well, just beyond that. And we're going to grab a little bite.
Here we are, we made it to Furnace Creek, Death Valley. Stopped to get something to eat and having a good time so far.
So as we headed out of Furnace Creek, we started en route to the Badwater Basin. Made for a pretty long ride, a little bit longer of a ride than I wanted on this particular day, but my wife was all excited and having a good time and wanted to keep going, so we kept going, and I gotta say it is a very beautiful ride. As we head out towards Badwater Basin, we actually go by quite a few pretty cool things, like the Artist Drive, which is a 9-mile loop featuring the Artist's Palette, where sea green, lemon yellow, periwinkle blue, and salmon pink mineral deposits are splashed across the barren background like brilliant dabs of paint from a giant brush. The effect is most intense during the evening as the colors change rapidly You also head by Dante's View, which is a popular unworldly lookout point offering a striking example of the distinctive basin and range topography that extends from eastern California all the way to central Utah. Another pretty cool spot along this road is Zabriskie Point, which offers an unforgettable view of Death Valley's wildly eroded and vibrantly colored Badlands. A short uphill hike from the parking area is all that's required to enjoy a panoramic view of golden brown mudstone hills riddled with rills and gullies from the occasional but intense times when water rushes down these bone-dry slopes. No trip to Death Valley is complete without visiting one of the many ghost towns. The conditions of the ghost towns vary, but all are reminders of Death Valley's history. Every piece of rusting machinery and bit of wood represents a part of the past. Do not remove, burn, or disturb any of the remains. Among Death Valley's ghost towns, you'll find Ballarat, a gold mine camp and home to 400 people in 1898. Is now the site of several adobe dwellings located off the Panamint Valley Road west of Death Valley. Another of the ghost towns is Leadfield. All that remains of Leadfield are the skeletons of wood and tin buildings, a dugout and cement foundations of the mill. Despite a brief influx of people in 1926, the town failed in 1927. This former lead mine is located on Titus Canyon Road. Another of the valley's ghost towns is Panamint City, called the toughest, rawest, most hard-boiled little hellhole that ever passed for civilized. Panamint City boomed in 1874 with a population of 2,000 people. In 1876, a flash flood destroyed much of the town, leaving little more than the chimney from the mine smelter. The town is accessible via a 5-mile hike from Chris Wigg's camp, located 6 miles northeast of the ghost town of Ballarat. Another ghost town just outside of Death Valley is Rhyolite. It's the largest ghost town near Death Valley. It boasted a population of nearly 10,000 people during its peak between 1905 and 1911. At its height, the town contained 2 churches, 50 saloons, 18 stores, 2 undertakers, 19 lodging houses, 8 doctors, 2 dentists, a stock exchange, and an opera. Many ruins of the town remain today, including the bottle house, the train depot, the remains of a 3-story bank building, and the jail. Rhyolite is a great trip and located just 4 miles west of Beatty on Bureau of Land Management property. The location is approximately 35 miles from Furnace Creek Visitor Center and a nice place to visit outside the park.
Here we are, we made it, Badwater. We are, I don't know how many feet below sea level. I think like 300, something like that. Anyway, pretty cool.
If you you've enjoyed the video, give us a like and share it with your friends and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching Biker Atlas TV. Hope you enjoyed this episode and hope you enjoyed learning a little bit about Death Valley. Next time you're in the area, be sure to stop by, preferably on a motorcycle. Be sure to bring lots of water. You're going to need it.